What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We are back, and today I just wanted to talk to you guys briefly about a little bit of a speculation, but also has to do with modular weapons in the game. Basically, weapons like the Zaws and the new Kitguns are kind of going to be the focus of today's, topic. But we did see in the recent dev stream one of the kit guns that Rebecca built. We didn't see a whole lot of it, and we also did not see this kit gun modded in any way, shape, or form, so it did seem fairly lackluster, but that was obviously because this thing was doing very, very little damage. But there are some notes that we can kind of go off of, and some things maybe we can look forward to in the future when it comes to some of these weapons. Because this kit gun that Rebecca was using, like I said, it wasn't very powerful because of the mods. However, we did see it be able to sleep or stun enemies when they were shot. I don't know the status chance or whatever based around that infliction, we'll just call it. I don't know if there's a status chance tied to that, or if it's, maybe it's like a definitive 10% and not moddable. I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure it's going to be moddable to some degree. Let's say you build that little pistol and the barrel or whatever is what causes the sleep or the stun or whatever. If you could then get mods for these kick guns or whatever, status chance to increase that, or maybe the receiver or the magazine or whatever that you put into this weapon will also increase that chance. I'm not too sure. The point I want to make with this new status effect thing is, number one, it seems kind of like a new status effect. I could be wrong. Maybe it's, maybe because it's Corpus, it's just some kind of stun. But if it's shooting Grenier, are they going to go to sleep? Are they going to go take a stun? Are they going to just stagger? I don't know. But I am curious. Number one is maybe we could see some status effects coming our way as like default status effects on some of these kit guns, similar to the way we see like the toxic proc on the infested Zaws. That would be fairly interesting. And how much do you think we could see that in the future when it comes to Zaws? I'm not too sure, but I think that would be a cool idea. See some Zaws with some very specific inflictions or something, the reasons why you would utilize those weapons over some others. I think that'd be pretty cool. The other thing is, we already have Zaws, like I was saying, with the plague Zaws with their status effects and whatnot. Maybe we see more Zaws in the future. Maybe when we get to a couple more open worlds or whatever, we will see Zaws, but built from other civilizations on other planets. That would be pretty interesting. So instead of just like the Zaws that we see on Cetus, we would maybe see like axe type Zaws and other katana type Zaws, or like maybe scythe Zaws or some, I don't know, or whip Zaws on another planet. I think that'd be pretty neat. And then obviously, since we're doing secondary Zaws, maybe we'll see more of that in the future. And then at some point, you're just kind of gonna expect primary Zaws, which would be pretty interesting. So one thing that I do want to question you guys is, how much are you using Zaws? Because I was talking to one of the Mastery Rank 25 players in my clan, and they were mentioning that for the most part, they don't even run the regular melee weapons anymore because the Zaws are just that good. I do know that they have at least one ribbon for one of their Zaws, so maybe that's the only reason why they're running that Zaw primarily. But I'm curious because I have noticed Zaws have kind of become the meta recently. While there are exceptions to that, especially if you have a good ribbon, I'm curious to see how many of you guys have moved on to a Zaw and are just in love with it. Also, do you think this thing might be a ongoing thing in the future? Do you think we will see less and less regular, fully built weapons coming out in Warframe? And do you think we're going to see more kit-type weapons, kit guns, for the future? I think, personally, we're probably going to see some sort of modular weapon system come on every new open world that we get to. I don't know if we'll see them outside of the open world civilizations like Cetus and Fortuna, but who knows, maybe the marketplace somehow opens up and starts selling parts and we do that. I doubt it personally. But, and one thing that I'm just speculating on, which I think is very unlikely, but I'm just throwing it out there because it's kind of food for thought, is what if we start seeing current guns that we currently own become kit guns in some way, shape, or form. And what I mean by that is, let's say we just take, for instance, the Soma. I don't know. We'll just say the Soma, and instead, like one day an update comes out and you could dismantle a Soma from the stock to the magazine to the barrel or receiver, whatever, something along those lines, and then you could somehow piece together, maybe not, you couldn't piece together a Soma barrel onto a bow, you know what I mean? But maybe you could piece a Breton receiver with a Soma magazine and I don't know, some other stock or something like that. I wonder. Like I said, very unlikely, but it would be pretty interesting to see current guns be dismantled into modular weapons in the future for or I don't know, or at least have some sort of modular piece that you can maybe attach to weapons that create some sort of, like I said, infliction of some sort. Obviously we have mods and stuff like that, but could you imagine if the Soma could get a magazine with the same capacity but also had like stun rounds or something? And I know you could slap electric status procs and stuff on it like that, and that makes sense. But could you imagine not having a mod slot taken up by an electric proc and having it tied to almost like a modular Soma of some sort? Like I said, very far-fetched, very unlikely. I do still think that in the future we will have strictly weapons that come as is, like the Soma, the Breton, and all that other stuff, and then we will continue to receive these modular weapon systems in the future on open worlds. And like I said, we'll see primaries at some point. I'm sure we're going to see return of Zaws, even if they don't call them Zaws on other planets. But we'll see Zaws, secondaries, and primaries, modular kit guns in the future on every open world. But could be wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how open you are to the idea of pretty much the meta becoming kit guns from like here on out, and the next best primary weapon will be a kit gun, and the next best secondary weapon will end up being a kit gun. Just like some people would argue that the best melees in the game right now are the Zaws. So I'm interested. Number one, do you think there's a possibility in the meta taking over as kit guns? Do you also run Zaws as your primary melees? And what do you think on maybe weapons becoming modular pretty much from here on out in the future? I personally would like to see modular weapons continue, but I also don't want to see old stuff disappear, because I don't know, I like the customization, but I also like the creativity behind weapons like the Soma and Rubico and stuff like that. Those are just too cool, Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I hope to see you guys in Discord and all other sorts of other places. Until next time, blah!